Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. Now today's video we're going to be talking about the full 1.09 patch notes. They have been released from Treyarch. Basically the 1.09 update. It went out earlier today, but a lot of the updates are not going to come until 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow on December 11th, because that's when a lot of the DLC stuff will come specifically for PS4. But there's a pretty big patch notes, multiplayer changes, balancing changes, and changes across Blackout, zombies, and multiplayer in this patch note, because it was a pretty big update. And the full patch notes have been released right now, just a couple minutes ago, late night by Treyarch. It's kind of weird how they do the updates and then they release the patch notes at different times, but I want to talk about the full patch notes and everything that is notable and important about this update that has changed. If you guys could drop a like on this video, I would very much appreciate it. Like I say, this update it is live right now, but for the PS4 and DLC stuff tomorrow morning, and of course I'm going to be covering that because that's going to be super hype. But yeah, drop a like. I'd appreciate that. You guys are crushing on the last video. I appreciate all the time you guys dropping likes. Let's go for 2,000 likes on this video. I know it's a lot to ask for, but if we could hit the classic 2,000 likes, that would be incredible. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed. We're on that road to 1 million subscribers, and I appreciate everyone helping out, new subscribers, old subscribers, everyone supporting the channel. It's been absolutely amazing. So basically these are the patch notes from Treyarch. Let's get into it. Treyarch says, they start off by saying, on December 11th, Operation Absolute Zero launches for free on PS4, including the new specialist and weapons and multiplayer in Blackout, the debut of Hijacked and the ARAV vehicle in Blackout, all new features in zombies, the revamped black market, and much more. So basically, to set the stage, we've begun rolling out our new 1.09 title update a little early this week, starting on PS4 with other platforms to follow. So the 1.09 is coming out early for PS4 because there's a lot more stuff in it, because that DLC stuff of course will come out a week on PS4 instead of the other consoles, which sucks, but that's the way they're doing it this year. First of all, multiplayer. They have added Nuketown custom games, improved melee and purifier reliability, reduced Titan effectiveness, there it is, updated transition stages for Diamond and Dark Matter camos, improved stability, and made several other quality of life updates to the game. So that's basically, we'll talk about multiplayer, a lot of the fixes for zombies, a lot of the new stuff I think will be coming in the future, because zombies was mostly a lot of just bug fixes and stuff like that. But with the update tomorrow morning, a lot of the way where the whole zombies update will be in that one, with the daily tier system updates and different stuff like that, because of the whole black market updates. Of course that affects all game modes including zombies, but most of it was just bug fixes because zombies usually does have quite a bit of bugs. So let's get right into it and let's talk about, we'll go through the summary first, and then we'll go more specific into the stuff that matters. So the summary is Blackout map, visual, and environmental updates, Blackout audio and armor design updates, we'll go in depth in that in a bit, Blackout weapon balancing, the SDM and the Spitfire, those changes were only for Blackout I believe, improved multiplayer melee reliability, updates to the Prophet, Firebreak, and Seraph specialists, and then various multiplayer challenge fixes, Nuketown gun game and Safeguard added to custom games, daily tier skips and high round fixes in zombies, stability improvements in multiplayer and zombies, character customization improvements, options added a global ADS sensitivity, and tap to reload in Blackout. So I definitely have to look more into that global ADS sensitivity before I can really give my opinion on that. But let's go through multiplayer. So melee, increased melee detection range for melee weapons, including the bayonet and stiletto knife operator mod. So the bayonet now will have a little bit of a bigger lunge on it, I guess you could say, or a melee detection range. Maybe this will be good because it's probably the most useless operator mod in the game, the bayonet one for the Vapor. I mean, it's cool if you go knife only. If you're a knife only player, you probably love that, but for most people, you aren't going to be knifing too much, and sometimes it was inconsistent and buggy and it would mix or miss the shot. So if the bayonet and the stiletto knife operator mods now have better melee detection range, maybe there'll be basically a buff to those essentially, and I'll have to give those a go. I don't think it'll be that big of a buff where it's worth using, unless it's like some Commando MW2 or something like that. Next is the Titan. With the Titan, they have reduced the ADS flinch mitigation, also applies in Blackout and Zombie. So this is the thing with the Titan and with LMGs in this game, where they sort of had the effects of Grip 2 or toughness from previous games with flinch mitigation or reducing the flinch built into the LMGs in this game. The LMGs have much less flinch as a total class compared to ARs, tactical rifles, and stuff like that. So they reduced the ADS flinch mitigation on the best LMG PG, I think widely regarded as the best. Obviously, they're nerfing it too, so the stats probably back that up. They reduced the ADS flinch mitigation, so this is a significant nerf to the Titan, and this might be big enough to take the Titan out of the meta. I don't know. It all depends, because, you know, if the Titan flinches just like normal, there's a bunch of better high fire rate options like the Maddox and stuff like that. The only benefit you get of the Titan then would be like the extended magazine, which Maddox fast mags is pretty, you know, you don't really get too much trouble with that. But Titan, we'll see. Hopefully these nerfs aren't too bad and it's still a good gun in the game, but this definitely will move it down from you know, a top tier weapon if the flinch mitigation changes are significant. Next are specialists. So a couple tweaking and changes with the specialists. They reduced the Tempest ammo count from 14 to 10. I think that's reasonable. However, the thing with the Tempest is to get a kill, you kind of have to use 2 shots, right? Unless you chain them all together, right? Because you have to knock the player down and then finish off the kill. It's like when people get knocked down in Fortnite or, you know, other battle royales like that, Blackout. And the Tempest, you know, reduced it from 14 to 10. I think Tempest was one of the strongest specialists, so that does kind of make sense. And they also said additional tuning to Tempest accuracy incoming soon. So maybe that makes it so that they're kind of warning that they're going to maybe make it a bit more inaccurate, because if they're nerfing the ammo count, additional tuning, the Tempest from what I've seen already is super duper easy to quick scope, no scope, and aim with. So I think that probably would be, I'm inferring it as potentially a nerf coming bigger to Tempest in the future. We'll have to wait and see on that. Firebreak. Purifier now more reliably connects with enemies, so that's good with the Firebreak specialist. And then with the Seraph specialist, increased Annihilator earn rate. That one's pretty cool because I like that we're going to have more Annihilators are very, very cool. The Annihilator pistol is a very, very strong pistol from, you know, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4. It's fun to use, and increasing the earn rate is awesome. Next are some gameplay changes, which I have to talk about. The EKIA credit can now carry over after respawn when a player damages an enemy and dies before the teammate finishes that enemy off. That is pretty big. So with EKIAs, if you're trading out kills and stuff like that, you're going to get a lot more credit for kills. You're probably going to get an extra couple EKIAs, aka what people just say as kills in this game, just based off of that. However, they also did nerf a little bit where EKIA credit will now clear after 5 seconds from last damage dealt. I don't think that will affect as many fights anyway, because usually they would heal within 5 seconds, right? And I don't think the damage really... I mean, maybe the change will be about the same. You know, you'll lose a couple credit because of that, but you'll get a couple extra credit. And definitely for people trading out fights and stuff like that, playing for more objective stuff, that will be beneficial to them on the scoreboard. Custom games, of course, they added those different game modes: Nuketown, Gun Game, and Safeguard. Score streaks, they RCXD addressed an issue that prevented activating a second RCXD after one was already used. The Drone Squadron, start of round restriction timer now applied to the Drone Squadron, so you can't just call it in right off the start of the round. The Gunship resolved an issue where some gunship shots could impact the gunship aircraft. A couple of the challenges also fixed. Next is with weapon camos. So with weapon camos, they've modified requirements for Diamond and Dark Matter active visual stages to transition every 5 kills. Not only kills without dying, and not reset on death. So basically, if you had Diamond camo and you wanted to get the Rainbow camo, you had to go on a 30 gun streak or a nuclear. Now all you have to do is get 30 gun kills throughout the whole game. It doesn't matter if you go 30-0 or 30-20. As long as they're gun kills, you will be getting that. And then once you have that Rainbow camo, it'll be, or that, you know, fancy Dark Matter camo, it will be sticking with you for, you know, that extended amount of time. They also modified the Killathon reactive camo to activate visual stages every 5 kills, not only kills without dying, and not reset on death. So pretty much all like it's a reactive camo, Diamond, and Dark Matter sort of changes there. You can also preview the different stages of it and stuff in your create. I think it's in your create class under the reactive camos or under the camos. It's somewhere in there. So pretty cool stuff with that. It gives more people and more of the, you know, general fan base chances at the colored camos and to use them consistently, which is pretty cool. I like the effect of having ones when you go on streaks. Hopefully they add variants that still do the streak method, so for like really insane fancy camos, and then they also have ones that are just kills total in the game. I think both would be definitely a very cool thing to do that. Next is with Blackout, audio changes. Now basically they're trying to make the audio a lot better. They've changed with the occlusion, the distances, the directionality, first and third person person and the environment. So hopefully the audio will be a little bit better. That's always been one of my complaints about Blackout, especially when you're in that helicopters and or the planes, you're coming in at the start of the round, and it's just so like that screeching noise in your ear, so unnecessary. So hopefully these will help out. Audio is something that's so important in a battle royale, and I remember throughout Fortnite, like for the first like 8 months of Fortnite, when battle royale, when it got super popular, all the changes really were always on audio, because that's something that takes a while to get down. And like I said in my last video, I think Blackout, if they constantly update this game and keep it updating and have really good changes like this, that would be good. So next is the armor redesign. Now, armor, it was another one of my main complaints about Blackout, because the way it worked was just ridiculous, where basically it promoted camping, because once you get your armor shut off, you're not going to get a new one, because if you shoot a player and you kill the player, most likely you're going to destroy their armor, and you're sort of, it's not like, you know, something like Fortnite where they'd have an inventory, or H1Z1 where you could carry extra helmets and armors as well. So the armor redesign, that's how it previously worked. Let's read how it works now. Armor has been completely overhauled in Blackout. Our goals for these changes are to allow armor to survive multiple engagements, and to reward players for taking out an enemy and destroying the enemy's armor in the process. Okay, my opinion on that so far sounds very, very good. Sounds like the stuff I've been talking about since day one. That's always Call of Duty. It seems like they always know the right stuff to do. It just always takes them so long to do it, and sometimes they don't even end up doing it. So let's see what else they have to say. While coming out of an engagement on the winning side feels good, it doesn't feel good to have your armor destroyed with each engagement you find yourself in. As such, players can find and use armor plates to repair damaged armor, which are applied from your inventory on all platforms, and from both the inventory or the quick equip menu on consoles. It takes approximately 2 seconds to use an armor plate to repair a segment of damaged armor. One armor plate will repair a single armor, regardless of armor level. We will closely monitor the amount of available armor plates in the world and make adjustments quickly as needed. Details include, so one armor plate will replace the armor. So that's really ridiculous. Like, this is completely game changing, and these are going to be rare items. These are essentially like your 50 pots or your slurp juices for Fortnite players. Armor plate locations in enemy death stashes after destroying the armor of an opponent. Very, very helpful for looting, if only the looting system was a little better. In equipment stashes, and more rarely on the ground as a lootable item. Armor durability has been increased, allowing armor to last longer through an engagement. Armor durability indicators have been updated to display individual pips of armor. Damage mitigation. The percentage of damage that armor mitigates has not been changed. As we monitor how these changes to armor affect gameplay in Blackout, we will continue to evaluate damage mitigation values. So one armor plate will repair a single armor pip regardless of armor level. So that's sort of how it will work in the game. Pretty cool stuff, and I think these are going to be kind of rare, but you get them when you kill an enemy. So this encourages and is going to make people want to loot. However, looting is so risky in this game that can be kind of dangerous. Next, map changes. They've added seasonal changes to foliage and softer winter lighting across the entire map. They've also added the 2 new weapons. I believe they already are in, or if they're not in, I'm 99% sure they're already in, but they'll be in tomorrow morning if they're not already. And that's with the SMG, the AR. Those 2 are in the Blackout mode. Map changes to the Hydro Dam. They added elevators, the factory, Nuketown Island, and then map boundaries. Expanded and improved upon boundaries on all sides of the maps to be more consistent with the physical indicator of those boundaries seen inside the map. Weapon balance. This is for Blackout only. Spitfire, reduced damage and increased recoil. SDM, reduced damage, increased ADS time in and out, increased recoil. And they also added smoke trails, which is kind of like a contrail from Fortnite, I guess you could compare it to. They added smoke trails to wingsuits during an initial infiltration to give players a better sense of how many people are dropping near their location. Zombies will also have a chance to drop ammo when killed. So pretty cool stuff. A lot of the stability changes for zombies, tier progression with the daily tier skip, and then just stability, making sure that people don't crash, as that should be a main priority in zombies. Next, we have a few general changes I just want to talk about quickly here. Character customization. War paints can now be equipped with outfits across different themes on the same specialist without having to own a corresponding outfit. Character personalization menu updated to separate outfits from war paints with larger display of items. Weapon camos in multiplayer and zombies and the reactive camos multiplayer obtained through the black market can now be equipped in the weapon personalization menu via the Black Market tab. Weapon reticles obtained through the Black Market can now be equipped in the reticle personalization menu via the Black Market tab. They added the ADS sensitivity option for both high zoom optics and regular weapons, so that's a very cool thing, and that they say that is global across all game modes, so something I need to check out how the sensitivities are changed for sure. I can't really comment on that until I've given, you know, some time playing with it and stuff. And then Specialist HQ improves stability with Ajax combat training mission. So that's basically it. They're going to be doing a Treyarch live stream tomorrow, but 10 a.m. for the PS4 players is when stuff's going to be going down. A lot of new stuff, and it's going to be a very busy day tomorrow, so hopefully you guys will enjoy you know, the videos I'm going to be uploading and everything like that. Drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you guys with more videos tomorrow, and I'm out. Peace.